Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Savage Goose Show. This is not Savage Goose Show. This is just Goose. This is just Goose here. I don't need these headphones, not either. So let's get rid of them. Thank you all for hanging out. I am super excited because I got a package today, 2 whole days before I thought I was going to, and it's a big box, and I want to open it. I'm not going to wait until Friday to open it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to have to open it now because this is super exciting. And I want to show you how big this box is. It's also a bit heavy. So, here, let me pull these flaps down so I don't get the illusion that's bigger than I think it actually looks. But it's a sizable size box. And so inside it, I did open it up briefly, just enough for me to confirm that this is in fact what I thought it was, because last time I got packages, I thought they were one thing and they were something else until I opened them on camera. I was like, oh, or I think I figured it out eventually, but I was like, oh, I would have opened them up on camera wrongly. So, you know. But to answer the question of what is this? This is the Solomon Kane, it's the Savage World, a Solomon Kane for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. And I want to give a kind of a brief history of Solomon Kane and Savage Worlds, because this is not the first time this particular thing, and again, for all you who can't see, here it is. This is not the first time Solomon Kane has come to Savage Worlds. In fact, what we have here is a Adventure Edition update for Solomon Kane by Monolith Studios. But originally, Solomon Kane was, as an RPG, was, I can't say originally, but for Savage Worlds, it was originally published by Pinnacle. Pinnacle did the licensing. Pinnacle made the adventure and the books and everything, and it was a thing licensed through Pinnacle. That was for, I believe it was Deluxe Edition when it originally came out, and then they lost the license, and the license is now owned by Monolith Board Games, or Monolith Games, or something like that. Monolith Studios. I'm not sure the exact name, but Monolith is who makes it now. Monolith Games, and they instead of like making their own thing, they just said, hey, Pinnacle, can we just take your game and convert it for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition and then, you know, ship it like that? And they said yes. And I said, yeah, you can do that. Which I think is really kind of cool, actually, because there's so many settings that were for previous editions of Savage Worlds that I'd like to see updated for Suede. And it's nice that, like, even though in this case they lost the license for it, they were still able to make it and publish it through another publisher who had the license. So if that had happened for any other game, like if for some reason Pinnacle had made a Conan the Barbarian game, and then, you know, the Conan Barbarian is now also licensed to Monolith Games, and they wanted to make a RPG about it, which they did make. Monolith does make an RPG for Conan Barbarian. It's not Savage Worlds, unfortunately, but it'd be cool if they had updated it. So it's nice to see that they updated it just to Suede, did their own version of it, and we're also in an interesting situation where this version of the game actually includes the core rules. You can, what we're going to open up, and actually maybe I'll just kind of stop there, but I'll say the version that we're going to be opening up, and the version even beforehand too, was a version that of Savage Worlds for Summon Kane that did not require you to have the core rulebook. You had all the core rules built in it. Kind of like how Savage Pathfinder has all the core rules. You don't need the Savage Worlds core rulebook for Savage Pathfinder. You can have your own core rules kind of separate. And this is like one of the other ways you can do that. So let's go and get started. Let's go open this up and talk about what's all in this box. There's some fun stuff in here. Yeah, I'll try to stay in camera as much as possible. All right, so we got bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. So the whole thing is bubble wrapped together. So I actually need to like open up some bubble wrap here. Get that a little bit out of the way. Yeah. That's some high quality tape right there. And I've got my knife on me. Ooh, okay. All right. Now there's essentially in this box, there's essentially two things. And the first thing is this. Set it down here for a second. I'll put the box down. All right. So the first thing is this beautiful thing. This is a slip sleeve cover. I'll open this up here with the Savage World of Summon Kane book and the GM screen, and I think something else. I think maybe something else. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Why not? It's just a little insert that goes in the back. Got some little bit of picture of the art there. I just got the barcode on it over here. Monolith Board Games, SARL. I don't know what SARL stands for. But no, it looks like it's just the, looking here. It's just the book, and then this is the GM screen. So let's go ahead and slide that out. Whew, oh boy. All right. This is a hefty book. Here you go. I've got the PDF already, but I can't say I've read through it a whole lot. Let me see if I can back up a little bit. Let me zoom out. No, not zooming in. There we go. I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better picture of the book there. So that's the book. Here's like the side. And then let me get the Savage Worlds core rule book out so you can do a comparison. So here's the Savage Worlds core rulebook. Here's the Summon Kane book. So kind of like overlaying them a little bit. That's what we're looking at. But this feels like it's smaller than like a D&D book. So let me get a D&D book here. Well, no, it's not smaller. It's actually bigger. This is bigger than a D&D book. It's the same width, a little bit taller, which tells me it's not. It probably means it's like A5 or not A5. It's one of those A sizes that the rest of the world uses that make a lot of sense, but we don't use for some reason. Put that back. So it's a big book. And so here, I'm going to show off the book cover real quick. So here's the front of the cover. I'm going to go to the side here. Interesting, really. So Ted Q. Solis says that the Explorer edition of Savage Worlds for Summon Kane is the same size as this. That's interesting. It seems like they did something really interesting with the Summon Kane book back then, because like my understanding is that in the Explorer edition they also put the whole entire rules in the whole entire book, like the whole entire separate book. And it just seems like they did some really interesting stuff. I'm guessing it has something to do with the license, whether the license required. Now, how many pages is this? Ooh. Yeah, it's got that new book smell. Yeah. Ooh. So that's interesting. They did the same size then too. Wow, that is some nice stuff here. Okay, so the book size is 312 pages, and then there's some other pages with like some artwork and 315 pages. 315 pages, and then there is the character sheets, and then the blast templates and everything else, and then the index, all of it adding up to like 321. Now let's see if there's some any good art here. I really want to show off. Oh yeah, like look at this. Oh boy. Okay, that is some beautiful art there. And like I said, this is a hefty book too. You got a whole world of Solomon Kane here. And like some art there. It is some glossy paper. Yeah, let's take a look at the index real quick. See what, or the table of contents, and see what we got here. So it starts the prologue, and then we got the introduction. Getting started. Who is Solomon Kane? The Savage Tale of Solomon Kane, which I'm guessing is like the stories. Yeah, it looks like that's the stories of Solomon Kane. So there we go. And by the way, just kind of heads up on like if you decide that you're interested in this, I put a link down below to the Monolith store. However, I have not seen this content up there yet. I don't know if it's because they don't have this stuff anything in stock yet, so they didn't want to put it up there. And they did say this is going to be they said it's going to be exclusive, and by exclusive they say that the only way to get it is going to be through the Kickstarter, the Pledge Manager, their web store, and during conventions. But it doesn't mean they're going to have it. It just means that that's going to be the only ways to get it. It's not going to be any. This is never going to be in retail stores, right? So that's that. And yeah, the art looks really good in this book. And the nice part for Monolith is that they've done a bunch of Solomon Kane board games, which are all out of stock currently. I don't know if they just kind of sold out everything. But because they had all the artwork from those, I'm guessing a lot of artwork ended up in here. That, or they used art from the original book from the Pinnacle version of the book. But I don't think so. I think this is all artwork. All the artwork looks pretty concise and like consistent. So I don't think that's it. Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, like it's like baby lotion in the back. My daughter's baby daughter. Let's hear. What else? So get some stuff for characters. I'm very curious to go through like the edges and hindrances and see what that looks like. And let me know if you think I should do a full review of this book. I'm like hesitant to because it's not easy to acquire. But maybe if enough people show interest, we can get Monolith to do more. But then we have edges, hindrances. We got some equipment sections, some stuff about game rules. Again, remember that unlike some setting books, most setting books you get where you don't need to have like the core rules in there, this one does have the core rules. So a lot of the book is just explaining how Savage Worlds as a game system works. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. We got some stuff on magic. So you have alchemist, priest, shaman, sorcerer, warlocks. That's all in here. The whole section on creating adventures, which I love seeing adventure generators inside books. And then we've got, let's see here. It looks like the rest of the chapter. We're going to go to like 159 here. The rest of the book, like half the book, seems like it is a lore dump. Yeah, there's a lot of just like lore in here. Maybe this is adventures too. No, I think it's like a lot of lore. There's some stat blocks throughout here. There's some areas you can go to, and they have like lead-ins, like how you would get here. But there is a lot of lore. There's a lot of there's like encounters essentially is what you have in here. Yeah, I wouldn't say these are adventures. These are like encounters that you can kind of throw into your games. Like, hey, here's how you meet Dracula. And here's the stuff that happens, that kind of stuff. Here's the Brides of Dracula. Yes, we have the stat blocks for the Brides of Dracula. So, that's pretty cool. Ports. Yeah, man, this is just intense. And this is kind of like what I'll be honest though. This is kind of what I expect when it comes to like an RPG book, right? This is really well done. This is like the thick tome of like lore and encounters and the full rules, and I am just very excited. I'm gonna set this aside. Actually, I'm gonna put it back in this cover. So I'll put it nice back in here. Ugh. And one of the things I'm excited about is that I don't actually get to run this game. One of my players is going to GM this game for me. And I think that makes sense for us because he has read way more like Robert E. Howard, way more Solomon Kane, and Conan Barbarian, has a much more better feel for the kind of game that should be running with this than I do. So I'm actually excited that I get to play in the game, and he's going to run it for us. And then we have here, this is the GM screen, and I'm gonna pull this out as big as possible. See all the art. So this is actually a much larger GM screen. It is it's a quad fold, but it's one of those like tall quad folds where versus like unlike a lot of, so it's really tall. I'll say that. Like I am not, if I was sitting at the normal table, I'd be like looking up at my players. I'd be like having everything hidden over here. What do we got here? We got like armor, cover penalties. So far, a lot of this looks like the same kind of stuff I've seen in our normal one, but it feels way bigger. Oh, and there's another page over here dedicated to the arcane backgrounds and what powers they have. Not sure if I care for that. But otherwise, here, I'll go and turn around. Show you guys all that. So, and I'll just pull out the Savage Worlds one for comparison. Oh, here's one of the Savage Worlds ones. So this is a trifold one from Savage Worlds. This is the quadfold from this one. It's a lot bigger. Now there is a lot more space, like just like empty space on this, versus everything. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's just less crowded. That's probably the best word for it. There's more space in between things. So let me pull this up here. Like versus this one where it's like everything's pretty small print, pretty crowded, trying to cram a lot of data in there. A lot of the same data is in here, but it's just kind of spaced out a little more. This is for my Savage Pathfinder game that I'm currently running. This is hopefully tomorrow, as long as someone's wife is still feeling better after getting food poisoning. So here's hoping. All right, let's slip this back in here. And this is going to have to go. Evening, Salty Nick. Nice to see you as well. Ted says, I prefer the landscape size of the screen. Landscape. Are you saying you prefer the ones that Pinnacle usually does, or you prefer this new one? I know what you mean. Or if you mean you prefer how big it is in its landscape mode. I like what you mean. Okay, so this is going to go up here. I think it's gonna have to go like right up there because it's like the taller one. I have all like the official Pinnacle stuff over here, and then other stuff over there, and that's like the taller ones, and they move like more down to the middle where everything's like a little smaller. Yes, you do prefer the Pinnacle ones. Cool. All right, so that was just the book, right? You could, if you did the Kickstarter, you could have just got the book that came, and it always came in the sleeve with the DM screen in there. But that's not all we're doing. I got the full shindig, which includes the RPG vault. So before we get into that, I recently gotten into minis, sort of. I've had a 3D printer for a couple years now, and I just got like a new one. I got an Ender 3, like I got a second one, I should say, not a new one. It's a second one. And I wasn't having the best success with 3D prints. I was getting like good enough with miniatures. And then recently we found a new profile, a new configuration that someone recommended online, and I tried that with a few modifications because of just because of like the filament I was using. And I've been getting some like much better results. And so I've been like on a printing kick. I'm sure you can see this right now. This is something I printed. I still need to kick all the supports off. This is like a little monster that I've printed. It's like a little plant monster. And I started painting. Well, this RPG vault that comes with the Solomon Kane one comes with a lot of minis that I'm going to have to at some point probably paint. Which makes me a little bit nervous because I'm like, these are like really nice custom minis, and I'm like, I don't want to screw up the painting process. I'm not trying. I don't want to become like a painter, like a mini painter. I just want to like slap some speed paint on there and call it like prime them, slap some speed paint on, call it a day. But I kind of want to do these other ones a little bit nicer, right? So let me get the box out, and we'll start unpacking. Oh boy, this thing's huge. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's the side of the box. This here. This here is the big O. This thing is this is huge. Dean, you're asking where can one purchase this book? So I'm gonna send you the pledge manager. That I'll put this in the chat. They say here that the only place you can buy this is through either the Kickstarter, the pledge manager, their web store, or during conventions. Now, last I checked their website, that is not on their website yet. I'm hoping that they're just not putting it up until they finish all their fulfillments for it. We'll see. I did notice that like pretty much everything else for Solomon Kane is also out of stock. So I'm a little nervous about their current state of their Solomon Kane line, but hopefully they will like get some more stuff back in stock, and they'll put this back in stock as well. Even if it's not just, even if they don't put the this monster of a behemoth of minis in there, hopefully they'll at least put the book up, since this is one of those very weird instances of Savage Worlds where the whole rule book is in one book. It's a specific world. So I'm really hoping that they put this out for the masses, or at the least put it on like TTRPG or something. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to keep it to themselves pretty much. But here's hoping. Here's what we see. We'll see what happens. Go check it out. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully once they are finishing with like all the orders that everyone did through the Kickstarter and stuff, they'll put this online. If I notice that they do, I will absolutely let you all know in the our weekly show. Like, hey, this is now available for online for purchase. If you're interested, you can go check that out. So, the best value they did say was going to be to get it through like the Kickstarter and stuff. That's usually true for the way that most people do things. They try to make sure the best value is in the Kickstarter. So yeah. Okay. Let's open this bad boy up. Just looking over the back real quick. According to this, there is 100 miniatures in here. There's some blast templates for Savage Worlds. There's 20 double-sided maps. There is 20 bennies. And then 4 shaken tokens, 4 incapacitated tokens, and 12 wound tokens. Which I don't think I would probably use because I just have so many other things that are like that already that I've used from other games. But the bennies would absolutely will use. So let's go ahead and get into this. First step, getting past the plastic. So where you need to get a knife, goose. Of course, then if I use a knife, I would have to be even more careful to make sure I don't like damage the box or something. All right, got started. Okay. Now I will say, as far as like print quality on the book, that print quality was phenomenal. Like I generally think that Savage Worlds or Pinnacle does a good job with their print quality and stuff. I think this was better. I don't know who they got published through or anything, like who the printer was. Pinnacle does it through Studio 2 is the name of the company. So far, I think this might be better, but we'll see how it goes after I use the book for some time, see how it keeps and everything. But my initial impression is that this print quality seems better as far as the book's concerned. All right, so again, this giant box. I may have to like take the camera down so you guys can like look at it. Okay, boy. I don't know where I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna like dedicate like a whole new shelf. I have like 6 shelves of whiskey in the back. I might have to like start drinking through my whiskey just so I can make room for RPG stuff instead. That's so it's so ominous the way it's like coming up over you guys. That's a big, it's a big box. All right, so first things on top. We got the tokens and everything. Set that aside. And then we get this little sheet that tells us what level you got Vault A and what level everything's in. See if yours came in today. Gets great. The book is huge. It is so big. It is bigger than a D&D book. Which is saying something. I feel like D&D books are like the standard like RPG book size these days. I like Savage Worlds smaller size, generally speaking. But yeah, this book's huge. So yeah, we have Vault A upper, Vault A lower, and then we have Vault B on the back. So Vault A, Vault B. And yeah, if I open this up, I'll turn it like this. Maybe that will help me not like knock it over or anything. Okay. It's boxception. There's a box inside the box. Okay. Okay. So this is Vault A. The Savage here. The Savage World of Solomon Kane Vault A. Let's go ahead and pop this baby open. So we got a little clip here. We'll pop that. We'll open this up here. Okay. So Vault A has the maps. I'll start there first. So the maps. Oh, where? They're inside like this like plastic shell here. You got more plastic you got to take off to really access them. Now, I am noticing that these maps are not gridded, which I think most people are probably okay with. Some people might just be using maps as more like not as like direct uses, but maybe more like theater of the mind, or more like just getting like general idea, not worrying too much about like actual numbers and stuff. All right, let's see if I can get this open. I didn't hear from anyone if anyone's actually read the books, any of the Solomon Kane books. Come on, open up. I'm glad to see that a lot of the other you also got your book today, your stuff today. I was seeing a lot of people online, getting this stuff free already. I was like, oh no, I haven't got mine yet. But I think most of them were people who just got the books and not, the big RPG vault as well. So we'll see about that. Okay. So there is. Hopefully that's not. Hopefully there's a little dumb thing. Hopefully that was me and not them. But let's see here. So I will say these maps are very dark, which is kind of the aesthetic of the game, but it does make it a little bit harder to read. Oh wait. Can you put these maps? Okay, like these two here are the same. Like they seem like they can like put them together. Like actually, the next few looks like you can just like put them all together and like create like a little town or like a little runway of a town using these. So that's cool. Is it back two? Yeah, back two is also looks like an underground cavern that you could like piece them all together to create like an underground tavern or underground cavern, not tavern. Underground tavern would be pretty cool. And then like you have like a town here that you like put them all together to make a town. And then this, then you got a couple like bearskin rugs. This one might be like a study or something. Oh, and then like the other backside are more taverns or cavern, not tavern, cavern. Okay. CFS, I thought these would be thicker. This is probably about what I thought I would get from something like this. I'll say they're not the thing that's like I'm super thrilled about. It's like the thing that I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get this particular thing, but it'll work. But there's a lot. Looks like a lot of these maps can go together and like create different areas and stuff. So that's cool. I like to see that kind of stuff. Makes it so you can put it all in a smaller size. All right, Val. You saying, boys and gals. Here, you can watch this little guy while I try to get everything else picked up. Okay, well, these are a little bit all over the place already. But I can attest to some quality levels now saying, hey, these fell on the floor and they're still fine. So we got here, looks like some sort of pirate guy right there. And then here's another pirate looking guy, which means that I can use these minis in other things as well, not just in Solomon Kane games. So I am excited about that. Let's see here. Let's see if I can figure out where these guys go. I think that's probably actually wait. That's what these things are here for, right? I think these are here to tell me where they go, right? So let's see here. No, you go over here. This, what we got? All right, this is the little pirate captain. Let's see here. I'm dropping so many things. There's so many minis here. I'm pretty sure I dropped something, but I can't find it. Yes, guide to put them in the tray. That's what I thought. Okay. So we got this little pirate captain looking dude, the little rapier. These are some very nice looking minis. They are hollow in the bottom, so they're a little bit bottom light, which makes sense on like savings on costs and stuff. But it just means that they're gonna be a little bit easier to knock over and stuff. They don't have as much like heft to them as some of the things are. But you could also like take a coin or quarter, put it in there, like glue it in, and then you wouldn't be worried about it as much. Let's see here. Pick up some of these guys. Now these, I will say, like unlike some other things, and this could be seen as a con or a bad thing or a good thing, but they just kind of just come out of the box. You don't have like snap, like unlike sometimes you like snap out the minis from the box. These just come out very easily. And I don't know what this is. It doesn't feel like normal resin. This feels like almost like more like HeroScape plasticky kind of resins. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, you go right here. Yep. Okay, you go right there. We got this guy with a little spear. There we go. There we go. I don't have a product showcase on this camera, so I should probably turn that on next time. Let's see. Put you right like, nope, I was right the first time, just like that. There we go. There we go. That's better. Last guy is this dagger guy. We got this like little guy with a dagger. Actually, there's 100 minis in here, so I can't just like pull out every single one of them. But as I'm trying to put them away, since I kind of dropped it, trying to put them away as best I can. There we go. Let's see here. This one is you go. This lady, like a little throne. I'll put her right back in there. Some more people with like staves and stuff. Like this is looking great, and this is gonna keep me busy with painting for quite some time. Let's see here. You right here in the middle. Perfect. This guy goes here. This guy. There. Oh. Here. Like right now I'm just trying to figure out like where everything goes. You go there. Okay. I'm missing like 3. Just opened it. I'm already missing like 3 minis. Okay, well, I will have to find that eventually. I want to tuck this away real quick, and then we'll get into box 2 because I'm curious. I'm curious how big of minis we get. Like, if there's any like really big minis that we can get. Come on. Okay, there's some more minis down here, but none that I'm like super excited to open right now. Lots of painting to be done. So this aside. Oh wait, I gotta put this tray back. Let's see here. Guide out. Take this tray of maps. We're gonna put that right back here on top of the RPG Vault 1. RPG Vault A, I should say. Or I think in French it's like ah. There is a lot of this was being done by, I think Monolith is a French company. So like all the stuff is like English and French. Okay. 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 This is RPG Vault 2. It's definitely a bigger vault. Open this up. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got some bigger minis in here. We've got a giant bear. Rawr. So definitely have some stuff we can use for other games. Got a big old gorilla. I think we got some vultures, looks like. Vultures eating someone, looks like someone alive. Kind of creepy. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. This is where the big minis are. So I'm just gonna grab the biggest mini here. See if did I order the dice? I did not. I did not order the dice. I just got the big thing. This thing's heavy. I don't know what it is. I'm sure I'll find out eventually. But it seems like just like seems like some sort of eldritch horror. It's like tentacles and mass of something. You know what this is? Tell me. But yeah, this is like the biggest mini in here. You've got a giant snake. Very, very large snake. Like there's like a couple small minis in here, and it's just like wolves. Some wolves. Some small wolves. I don't know who this floating guy with his like little helpers on the side is supposed to be, but I'm sure someone will tell me. So I'll have to figure out what he's supposed to look like so I can paint him properly. Properly in air quotes, because I'm not gonna do that much work. I'm gonna guess this is Justice, because Justice is blind and it's like a scale. Yeah, so there's a lot in here, and it's gonna. It makes me very excited to play this, in, with my and be able to be a player in this as well, because this is just be like such a lore dump, such a vibrant, like, even though it takes place in like our world per se, and there's just so much things that we can like have been added in for it. So that's really good. Okay. Well, I need to figure out where I'm gonna put this box. I need to figure out where those minis I dropped went. Because this is all a bunch of mess, and I'm cleaning all this mess up. But I'm super excited for this, and I really hope they do put this onto their web store so you all can get it. And we can all. I hope if you guys do play this soon, please let me know how it's going. I'd love to hear how your games at Kane are going, because this is exciting. And I think I would call, because this is like a very specific collaboration between Pinnacle and like another publisher. I'd be curious. I'm here. hopeful that this will mean that maybe they'll do other things like this in the future, where they kind of like use other publishers, or at least use other publishers as a way to investigate other market opportunities and such. Other avenues of of promoting the games, everything. I don't know, or even like working with other people, other companies to license Savage Worlds so that they can put out a game in Savage Worlds using their licensed IP. So Monolith also has has licensed the Batman IP. Could we get a Batman RPG in Savage Worlds? That'd be huge, right? That'd be a huge thing for Savage Worlds to get. So that'd be really cool to see if they could do like more like kind of those collaborations between Pinnacle and people who have the IPs. Pinnacle could go and just try to get more IPs, but I think it might be more beneficial to work with people who already have the IPs and try to get them to make a game and work with them to get a game to promote Savage Worlds and also get access to these higher profile IPs as well. Because that's what a lot of these games are doing lately, or a lot of these companies are doing, like Free League, Modifius, I think Onyx Path. Maybe not Onyx Path, but they're getting these IPs for these bigger names, and they're able to make games out of them in their systems. But if you have a company that has IP access that doesn't have their own game system, it's like perfect. You go, okay, cool. Hey, we'll help you make it in Savage Worlds if you'll do so if you'll make it in Savage Worlds, because I'll promote Savage Worlds. It makes more people know it, etc. All right, great. Well, I am gonna have to clean this all up. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys, and I will see you all next Tuesday for our regular live stream. Cheers, everybody. I can reach the end of the stream button.